In this video, we're going to walk through some options of how you can customize the visibility and due dates for individual sections of linked classes. So this is especially helpful if you have like a 1 through 4 class and a 5 through 8 class that are the same prep that are currently linked. So here are some things that you can try to customize. So when you go to add materials, let's say we're working on an assignment, you have a couple of different options. You can create an assignment that is only assigned to specific sections. So when you go to select sections to customize, you can create an assignment that's only visible to one of your classes, right? And so then you can, on here, take it away for everyone else. And so that just first period will see this assignment, and it can have a specific due date, and you can kind of have it published on a particular day. And then you could duplicate the assignment for your other class or classes, and then make sure like each one is assigned only to the class that the due date and the visibility date work for. The challenge with duplicating assignments is if it's a Google Drive assignment, it loses the template. So it'll lose the Google document or the slideshow that you've attached to it. So to duplicate the assignment, you would add it to your resources and then bring it in from your resources to create the second one. You'd have to reattach the template of whatever Drive document you're connecting to it. If it's a not document attached question assignment, then you can just bring it in and then individually assign it to the sections as you need to. It will create the grading column for the class that it pertains to. But double check your gradebook because you don't want like it showing up 3 different times for each of the classes. This process will make your gradebook a little unruly if you're tracking grades straight from Schoology to Powerschool, right? So just something to consider if you choose to create a separate assignment for each of the classes. Another option is to assign it to all of the sections and set different due dates for the assignment. So it could be due on this date for period 1 and this date for period 2. It'll just create one grading column, which is kind of helpful. You can unpublish it. So if I wanted first period to see it Monday and second period to see it Tuesday, you can unpublish it for the second period and then come back in and publish it later. Again, it's a couple more steps to be able to do that. You would also want to double check Powerschool to make sure that it actually publishes the grades in Powerschool. Sometimes if you start with an assignment unpublished and then you publish it later, Powerschool doesn't catch up that it should be a published score. So it's like an extra kind of check that you'll have to make so that you can confirm the grades will be live in both programs and make sure those grades are matching. So just again, one other thing to consider if you choose that method to unpublish for a particular section. If you're okay with kids seeing it on the same date, you can create it and still customize the due dates. And that won't affect the assignment at all. So just something to consider if it's okay for them to see it on the same day and just needs to be due on different dates, or if you need them to have different visibility dates, you can either create duplicates of the assignment, one for each section, or you have to manually publish and unpublish for each of the sections. The same thing can be done for assessments. So when you're setting up the assessment, you can customize the sections, and it'll allow you to enable and disable and enable from certain windows. So if you only want it available to first period on a particular day at a particular time, and then you could customize the same like a different time and date for second period, right? So the enable from until, you can set the specific windows for each of the class periods to be able to access that assessment. So something else to kind of consider as you are creating materials in Schoology for sections that are linked, but maybe in class on different days.